All right, welcome back to Morning Live. As I said earlier, before we took a break, Captain Ian Giraini is with me in studio, and we'll be talking about trusting the process. You know, there's so many situations where you want to be like someone else in an instant, but it can't happen. There's a process. You need to suffer, you need to go through the bad and good times to be there. So we're living in a society where mental illness, suicidal rates are actually very high due to the societal pressure that is actually being immersed into these young people. In studio, as I mentioned, is Captain Injiraini, who will now be taking us through this conversation, motivational speaker. And of course, he's the chief pilot, Tropic Air, at only 26. Anyway, trust the process. Captain.
Hi, Nick.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Wow, good to see you.
Good to see you too, bro.
Absolutely.
Good morning.
Morning.
Wow.
Yes, a lot has been happening.
A lot has been happening.
Yes.
And the latest one, unfortunately,
Yeah.
from Bishop Gatimu Girls.
Yes.
She committed suicide.
Yeah.
19-year-old.
Yeah, I just heard of that story, which is very, very sad.
Yeah,
And
a very young girl, actually.
And you know, I just realized, Nick, there's a lot of teenagers. Now, you know, we've been talking about young people, and we forget teenagers because the parents look at them just as kids.
Yeah.
Kids who lack direction and kids who look up to them all the time and are not exposed to depression.
Yeah.
But depression creeps in even to younger children than that.
Yeah.
So teenagers, there's a high rate of suicide amongst teenagers.
Yeah.
You know, I was shocked when I looked at suicide. Last year in August, only in Kenya, 80 people committed suicide.
80.
That's a high number. And teenagers have started joining that group very much so. It's not only the people at 50, 40, 20. It's actually getting into teenagers. 3 reasons why they're committing suicide, Nick. Number one, pressure from society, pressure from the parents. Number two, lacking the ability of dealing with problems, or rather, not opening up. So you see, if you lack a person who you can open up to, your problems will eat you up seriously. Obviously, and stress.
Yeah.
And the stress can be brought up by the other two issues. Yeah. So these are the three reasons making teenagers actually commit suicide. Three main reasons. And let me tell you something that is very, very important to know. Parents play a major role in these kids. And some of them do not understand. I keep saying, as a parent, you are a mentor.
Yeah.
You're not just a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
When you tell these kids what not to do, be clear on what they should do. Guide them, and do not just take a cane and beat them up, take your slippers and whoop them. No, it is time to sit them down and communicate with them. And kids these days are growing fast. They know things that you thought, oh my God. I mean, at that age, I didn't expect you to know.
That's true.
And with all this information comes what? Pressure.
It's true that. It's true.
Pressure to succeed. Pressure to get some things at a young age. And then some of them, probably they're not doing so well in school. Instead of proper communication to be done by the parents, what happens? I want you to do this. I want you to pass. If you don't pass, you're a failure. Now, who said that the fact that you've not done so well in this exam or in this part of your education, that you're a failure? We need to define failure, and people need to know what really failure is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, even the recent occurrences in this country, as much as now the youth are concerned, but in fact, you can send your SMSs on 22999. You can ask Captain Ian any question, because he's here to actually give you that motivational kind of recipe for you this week, because now we want to talk about the young people. Now, Captain, the young people in this country, emulation and trying to fit in where you know very well you cannot fit in, squeezing yourself, and then at the end of the day, depression now craves in. Now, Bishop Gatimu Girls, that was a very different incident. School pressure, parents and everything. She just decided to take her own life. Very unfortunate.
And my heart goes out to the family. I can imagine this is a very sad moment.
It's a very sad moment.
Yeah.
Now, back to the society. The thick of things whereby now, maybe your parents tell you now, you go out there and look. I'm done with you.
Yes.
Done with you, like, lazima uende hustle sasa. It's your own now.
Absolutely.
Ian, trust me, it's thick out here.
You know, you've touched on a very important matter. People having the pressure to fit in, people trying to imitate so that they can get something they want or fit in into a certain circle. And that brings in friendship. These days, when you say fake friends, why do we talk about fake friends?
Yeah.
Because people are trying to fit in. And by fitting in, what you have to do is do an imitation. So you're not yourself really, but you're trying to dress in a certain way, you're trying to speak in a certain way, you're trying to walk in a certain way and do things in a certain way.
Yeah.
Once you go for imitation, that is the beginning of your failure.
It's true.
When you start imitating other people, imitating things or people that are not you, then you are out to fail. Why? Because you're built and created in a special way. You are unique. No one else looks like you. No one else has a fingerprint like you. You have your own gifts and talents. And this brings me to appreciating your value and the value of the things you have. Because a lot of time we take things for granted. The small things, the things that we think are insignificant, the events we think that are insignificant play a major role. By imitation, you've started your problems. Why? You start getting fake friends, Nick. Once you start getting fake friends, what happens when you lose them? You get depressed. Once you get depressed, you start getting suicidal thoughts.
It's true.
And then now comes the pressure you've talked about. Your parents telling you, go look for your own thing. Go do your... Number one...
Actually comparing you with some neighbors. Unaona mtoto ananivi na siku hizi ako hivi, and you're just here seated watching. Hey.
Oh yeah, that is very sad. When you start comparing your kids to other people, you start making them feel sad. You start making them feel, oh my God, don't I belong? Do you want those ones for your kids, not me? You know, and that's what I'm telling. I'm talking about sitting with your kids as a parent and communicating with them what you expect of them, what is needed of them, and also to remind them that how the life is out there. Don't send your kid out there just like that. You know, asiyefunzwa na mamaye, funzwa na ulimwengu.
By the way, it's true.
Be careful with that.
Absolutely. Now, Instagram. Instagram, Facebook. You know, we always post the good days. These destinations that actually, wow, filters. We have the liberty to actually just choose any filter you want. Now, at the same time, there's this internal burden that you have, but you're smiling to the world, you smile to the people, but internal burden you have. Because now, I'll tell you one thing. In Cuba, our Kenyan doctors are in Cuba, and trust me, from a friend who's in Cuba, a doctor told me, courtesy Wesley and daughter, told me, this guy was smiling. This guy took a selfie with everyone, laughing with everyone. The next day, took his own life. Now, look at this burden we have. There's something about making it quickly, quick fix, whereby, hey, you're a captain, but how can I be a captain like Ian? Hey, this guy is a millionaire. I want to go bet on that mega jackpot and win 200 million tomorrow. Quick fix, Ian.
Absolutely.
That's what's causing all this.
Now, Nick, I want to remind everybody something you seated at home. Listen, there are three things in life that you need to understand before just come to these perceptions and reputation. Now, there are three things. One is knowledge, which you have. Two is understanding of the things you have. But the third one, which is the most important, is wisdom. That is lacking amongst many people. So what is knowledge? Knowledge is the information. What is understanding? Understanding is the comprehension. But what is wisdom? Wisdom is the application. Now, if you do not, obviously you have knowledge because you've been taught. You understand how things work. But if you do not learn how to apply these things that you know and the things you understand, you are basically going down the drain. You don't understand your value. You don't understand where you're headed in life. You're going somewhere else. Now, a lot of young people are pretending, and there are two things we got to understand: character and reputation. Character is who you are. Character is the face. But what is reputation? Reputation is the photograph. Reputation is what other people see. It is not you. What the picture, the image is showing other people. Now, what are we so much concerned with in this world? Reputation instead of character. So you're showing other people, oh, I'm happy. Oh, listen, I'm going to change how I look on Instagram. I'm going to add some things here and there, and then I look beautiful. We do not even appreciate ourselves. Nick, I like telling people, if you do not appreciate your beauty, if you do not appreciate how you look, my friend, it's very easy for you to commit suicide.
It's true.
Now, for some people that says, no, all I have to do is put filters. No. You are insecure. If you're insecure with your own body, my friend, then you don't understand your value. If you don't understand your value, then you can be shaken or you can be taken off track. If you can be taken off track, you will lose yourself. And if you can lose yourself, you can lose your life. So meaning you can do anything. So it is important to have that intrapersonal relationship, to learn to love yourself, to learn to value yourself, because you're gifted. You have so much value inside you. But if you don't use it, what do we call that value inside you? We call it potential. Or what is potential? Potential is untapped energy. It's hidden energy. We don't know it yet, but you have to bring it out.
Absolutely.
You need to learn how to value these things. And that is the only way you can appreciate yourself. Now, all the suicides we've seen, let me say 80% of the suicide we've seen, those people, everybody thought they were okay.
Unfortunately.
Everybody thought these people were okay. And then in the end, something happens. Why? Because people are so much concerned with reputation. True friends will know this is just reputation. Nick, how really are you doing? You know, you do not wait for someone to be out there in Java and KFC to ask them how they are doing. Go visit them. You know, there's always this, when depression kicks in, what happens? A person withdraws from the outside world. Your sadness is increasing. All you're thinking about is how hopeless you are. A good friend will notice that. A good friend will find you, will go knocking on your door. Hey, Nick, what is wrong? Can we talk? How can I assist? How can I help? Before it gets very chronic.
It's true that.
Having the right friend really matters.
It's the foundation of everything, actually. Now, you've mentioned something very important. As much as now we want to go look for these friends, look at mental illness. Wow. Now, depression, mental illness in this country is, in fact, is a leeway to suicidal rates also. Now, as much as we might be talking about all these issues just affecting the young people, mental illness, Captain.
You know, there's a lot that can be taught about mental illness. But in every time I talk to young people or people being affected, I like making it as simple as possible. And I like making it as easy as possible. By how I put it out there. Now, mental illness, as just that word suggests, it's actually it's a disease that needs help. If you've gotten to a point that you're unstable and chronically depressed, you need help from the correct people. But there are those people who, you know, it's still creeping in. You know, it's still creeping in. And this is the point where you understand something called management. I like saying we are all managers. And there's some things in life we need to manage. Before going out there to look for relationships, before going out there to look for jobs, before going out there for education, learn how to manage yourself. Learn how to sort out your issues. What are your issues? Number one, learn how to manage your emotions. If you do not control your emotions, you're ending up in some serious mental instability.
It's true that.
Learn how to manage your ideas. I mean, we have the best visions, we have the best ideas, and then when they do not work, what happens? You get depressed. Oh my God, it's not working. Oh my God, life is going wrong. We learn how to manage them and know when is the right time. Don't say, I'm going to start up there when you get an idea and then you start getting emotionally attached to it. All you want to do is succeed so much, you want to start up there. Oh my God, the fall is going to be so hard because you're trying to leap so high. It is good to start one step at a time. Take one day at a time. Be very important. You know, be cautious. Plan for it, you know. Prudence is very important as you approach these issues.
All right, trusting the process it is. Now, we're taking a short break. When we come back, we'll be back, of course. We're talking about the easiness. Take it easy, because as much as you want it so bad, there's a journey, because your master's, your degree, your diploma, your certificate, your secondary school education, whatever level of life you want to be in, trust me, there's a process. And the betting companies, I understand, they're also in the sport in this country. So as much as we're trying to bring the youth to sanity from now, trying to make it like quick fix, microwave generation, there's something called trusted process. Now, all that coming to you after a short break. All right, welcome back to Morning Live. And trusting the process is our core discussion today. And I must say that as much as we are the young people who want to make it quickly, there's always a journey. You have to journey at some point in your life. Trust me, it's never easy. Where Ian is right now as chief pilot, Tropic Air, and trust me, it took him a long time to where he is. At only 27, 26 is actually there. And where I am seated right here, anywhere out there, trust me, there's a story. And that's what we want to talk about it right now. Because we do not have to shoot where we can't actually aim. So don't aim and don't shoot fast before you aim. So trust me, it's better you just listen to this, because now it's some, not inspirational nourishment, that motivational nourishment that, trust me, will catapult you from one level to another. Now, Ian.
Yes.
When you talk about careers,
Yeah.
when you talk about success,
Yeah.
everyone wants success.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody.
In fact, that's the common thing
It's a common
with all
thing.
of us. Yeah,
Absolutely.
they need and they want for success.
But look at everyone's journey who's made it up there.
Yeah.
Of course, for corruption and everything, that's what we're talking about here. But look at putting your hands on. Even God sees what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
And he doesn't leave you behind.
Absolutely.
Now, Nick, the process, as we have said, trusting the process. You want to be successful, but you want to start up there. That is the best way to fail. You have to take it one step at a time. Now, what is the one thing that you need, or the few things that you need for you to succeed?
Yeah.
Number one, you need the patience. Now, listen, it's a process. It takes a while. It takes time to build. And you know, the first thing for you to succeed is to build a brand for yourself.
Yeah.
Building or making a name for yourself.
Sure.
Proving to people that you're worthy. Proving to people that your potential. Listen, when it's stopped, you're going to blossom.
Yeah.
And that takes time. Another common thing between all of us, time. So you have the time to prove it. Yes, it is going to be painful. Yes, you'll want to give up. Yes, you will always feel like, oh my God, this is not for me. But you know it's inborn. But that push and drive, because you can see the end. You can see how much you want at the end.
Yeah.
You know, that's your drive. That is what pushes you and catapults you forward. Perseverance, resilience. You know, resilience is so important. What is resilience? Resilience is being able to pick yourself when you fall.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, a lot of people think being successful or heading towards success, it's when you walk there, you know, maybe you'll do it slowly, it takes time. No. Going for success, it basically means you're going to fail and fail and fail and fail until you get a breakthrough.
It's true that.
I find people saying, oh yeah, I asked for jobs in 2 companies. They've rejected me. Ian, I don't know what to do. What do I do? And I feel like giving up. I'm like, have you exhausted all the options?
Yeah.
No. And why are you giving up? Because succeeding is a number of failures basically brought together, and the experiences, what you've learned from those failures, is what makes you successful. If you're given that success now, it will destroy you because you've not learned all the requisite lessons. You've not learned everything possible. Because with success comes what? Responsibility. With responsibility comes what? More problems.
It's true that.
And if you fail, you become resilient. You learn the art of patience and perseverance to withstand all the hardship. My friend, once success comes, with the responsibilities, you are built for it.
Absolutely.
You are ready for anything that comes along. And people get it wrong. When you're successful, the more successful you are, the more the problems.
He can't bring you this far to leave you, actually.
Not at all.
It's very strong, but it's a very strong fun. Yeah.
God will not bring you on this earth. Let's start with that. God will not create you. God will not make you be born in this family if He had not intended to. And God will not put you somewhere if He has not planned for you.
Okay.
He starts. Is the only God that starts from the end. He doesn't start from the beginning. Nick. People need to understand that. He starts from the end. He builds the purpose first and then chooses the person to work it out.
Absolutely.
And that's what He told Jeremiah.
Good stuff. Now, still other young people, because now we are quickly into relationships, into relations, and so many things that actually sometimes they confuse our purpose.
Yeah.
Now, we've had even people taking each other's lives, maybe in a relationship for a hubby killing the wife, vice versa. And right now, we're talking about women suffering big time in terms of just, they're losing their lives because of now in the name of like you're being battered, you're still there. You're being whipped with this guy, you're still there in the name of love. Now, look at the purpose where now, especially the women, our sisters, our mothers, it's unfortunate because now, Captain, when you look at gender-based violence, it's crazy in this country.
Absolutely.
Trust me, the dailies, they put a list of around 17 women front page, who are murdered by men.
Yes. You know what is happening here? Relationships that transit or transition to marriage, there is lack of understanding of who is the right person for me. Now, relationship is a seriously broad topic, and I'm going to try and summarize it. Nick, for you to get into a relationship, there's so many things you have to consider. So people think relationships is all about, there's what we call the pressure that comes with age. You're like, whoa, time is running out. The next Tom, Dick, and Harry, or the next Harry that comes asking you out, you go with them. Why? Because you feel time has gone and you need to be with them. Relationships, very key, because once you mess up a relationship, basically you're messing up your professional world. If you're with the wrong person, you will never be fruitful professionally. And then you wonder why you're failing, because you're always moody. Why? Because back at home, you have the wrong person with you. How do you know you are with the right person? We have the basic principles of relationship. Number one, compatibility. How compatible are you with your boyfriend or girlfriend who will transit to your husband? We need to understand that a relationship has only one goal: to get married. If you're in a relationship for any other reason, if you're in a relationship to try and test, if you're in a relationship for sex, you are up to fail. Why am I saying that? It will affect you. It will affect you professionally because you're with the wrong person. If you're looking at someone just for the material wealth, if you're looking at a person because they're beautiful or handsome or something, they have a bodily or a physical attribute that you love, those things will go and they will fail, they will fade. And once they fade, you start wondering, why am I not into this person anymore? It's all about compatibility. Compatibility now what? Begets what? Love. Love is not a feeling, Nick. Love is a commitment. Love is a sacrifice. Love is a drive. So if you start thinking love is a feeling, then you're confusing it with infatuation. Then you're in the relationship for the wrong reason. So it's not about compatibility. It's all about now infatuation. That is what? Temporary. Love is a permanent thing. Why? You choose to love. It is a decision. So what am I saying? Compatibility is important. Once you're compatible with someone, are you able to withstand their problems? Are you able to accept their baggages? And once you've decided this is the person, you've known them over a period of time, and it's the best way is what? To start with friendship. After friendship, you get into a relationship with somebody. You try and learn them. There will always be telltale signs if someone is playing around with you. There will always be telltale signs. Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm somewhere. Where? Well,
let me call you back.
I'll call you back. Telltale signs. And then you want to marry that person. These days people get married, they don't even know where these people come from. They do not even know the 3 names of this person. We are joking around with this thing called relationships.
It's so surprising because you've mentioned something strange. That you go get married to someone you don't even know his or her middle name.
It is there. I talked to a counselor once, and this counselor tells me, I counseled a couple, and this couple, they did not know each other's middle names.
Wow.
They know the tribes, they know those things, they know some basic stuff, they don't even know where this person comes from.
Wow.
Basically, what are you getting? And these people are ready to get married. Are you serious? We are taking these small, we take relationships to be insignificant. Relationships can destroy you. If you find yourself emotionally attached to the wrong person, it will destroy you and you'll get into depression. If you get emotionally attached to many people because you keep making mistakes in your relationships, it will destroy you. You have to be very careful on to the person you give your heart to, because our relationship, especially for ladies, they get emotionally attached very fast. And I'm talking to both though. When trust comes in, how do you build trust with somebody? It takes time. It takes time. Remember, compatibility. How compatible are you to this person? How much are you willing to accept them? Are you seeing the telltale signs and you're ignoring them? So many ladies I've met in my life. Ignore the telltale signs, and then in the end they come saying, oh my God, I never thought you'll do this to me, but did you say these things? Oh yeah, I remember once doing this. No, hey. So you saw the telltale signs, but you ignore them. Never ignore them. Now, one very important key thing in the relationship, if there is no communication between the two, voluntarily, not being forced, voluntarily, that is the wrong relationship.
As we're finalizing this conversation, the story about working hard, sometimes it's a cliche. Work hard. But you see, some people have taken it so literally that they're forcing themselves into some corners where they don't even fit. Look at even the new curriculum, Ian. What is starting right now? Still, there's some few problems, but when you talk about talent-based, when you talk about hands-on curriculum, so many things are happening. But working hard, what is working hard? Because consistency, I understand, is involved. So many things are involved, but people are working hard, literally, but now forgetting that smartness also in it.
Nick, I can work so hard to try and eliminate all the water in the earth from the ocean. So I take a bucket and I try and drain the ocean until it runs dry.
Yeah.
Am I doing the right thing?
No.
But I'm working hard. Yeah,
You are working hard.
The thing is, it has to be coupled with knowing your purpose.
Yeah.
Knowing your inner worth, knowing yourself, and what is your vision? What were you created to do? What were you built for? You know, there are 5 questions that I like telling people to ask themselves.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Without telling me your name, without telling me where you're from. Because, Nick, there is nowhere on your body that is written your name is Nick.
No.
The only way you can prove to me your name is Nick is by producing a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So who are you really? Where are you from? Where were you born? Where are you headed? What are you doing about it? If you are able to answer these questions, then you are able to work hard for what? For where you are going. Because you understand where you're from. You cannot know where you're going if you don't know where you're from. You cannot know where you're from if you don't know who you are. Sure. And you also cannot know who you are if you don't know who created you and why you are in that family or why you are exactly where you are. That is important to understand. As we talk about working hard, so you have to work smart by understanding and answering these 5 questions. But we have to understand something that has come up. People are working hard to gamble.
Yeah.
People are working hard to bet. People are working hard for corruption cases. They wake up in the morning to try and go deceive somebody. Now, when you gamble and you're doing it so, you know, it's very interesting how people do it. I see people working they are on their phones. Oh my God.
Working so hard.
Manchester United, oh my, you know. Gambling is a way that says working is not important. Yeah. Gambling, you know, it negates every aspect of the principles of life.
Okay.
Gambling negates work, and we were created to work.
Yeah.
We were created for a purpose.
Yeah.
Gambling is a shortcut, and every time you take a shortcut, basically you're saying that this life is nothing. All I have to do is sit down and try and get things easy. Yes, and if you have that kind of mentality, my goodness, you are seriously inviting depression in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, because of time, Captain Ian, I really appreciate your presence
Anytime.
today, this morning.
Awesome.
And thank you so much for coming to the studio.
Yes.
And I understand that you've touched 2 or 3 lives out there.
Wow.
Because as much as you're talking about depression, mental illness, there's so much that is still happening in this country. And I believe wherever you are, you've learned something from the captain himself, because as for him, a motivational speaker, is also the youngest captain actually in this country, youngest chief pilot for Tropic Air. I must say this, that as much as we're trying to make ends meet, let's do it with some wisdom also. Please value life. We'll take a short break. When we come back, Samuel Gasharira will be telling us about the Kenyan football situation. Stay tuned to Morning Live.